Lisa Booth is a senior fellow at Independent Women's Voice, and she joins us tonight. Lisa, thanks a lot for coming on.
Great to see you.
So when was the last time a president didn't want his vice president to be elected running on his own policies? I mean, it's all very strange. Why wouldn't Obama want Biden to run?
Well, probably 2016, because it wasn't just reported that in 2020, President Obama tried to get him to not run, but also in 2016 as well. There were reports that President Obama thought that Hillary Clinton would be the more formidable candidate, would be the stronger candidate of the two, and, tried to convince Joe Biden or convinced him to not run. And so the question to the Democratic primary voters is, why put your faith in a candidate when the people closest to him seem to doubt his abilities? And it's not just President Obama. I also think following David Axelrod on this is really interesting as well, because if you follow him on Twitter, if you've listened to what he has said on TV as well, he has taken open shots at Joe Biden, and Biden has also undercut his candidacy. And this is someone who ran the 2008, 2012 races. So this is someone with intimate knowledge of Joe Biden's ability as a candidate who continues to take shots at him publicly.
It seems pretty clear that Biden isn't up for it and that he doesn't have the support, certainly of the professional class in the Democratic campaign world. I wonder if people in Biden's campaign know that.
Well, I mean, we've seen reports that his allies want him to curtail his schedule because I guess he's been making more gaffes later in the day. So I think there's at least an acknowledgement that there's trouble there. I mean, if you don't have the confidence in your candidate to go out and, to be doing these campaign events, that's not a very strong statement of that candidate's candidacy. So that should be a concern to Democratic primary voters. Also, if you go through Joe Biden's history, he has not proven himself as a candidate. The last tough race that he had was his first Senate race. He has two failed presidential bids under his belt, one that he left in shame for a plagiarism scandal in 1988. So this is not someone who has proven himself as a solid candidate.
Right. It's been 47 years since he's
had a lot. He's had a lot of opportunities.
Won a tough race. No, it's been a long time. But I'm fascinated by Obama, though. I mean, even by the standards of politics, where relationships tend to be transactional, this seems like a profound betrayal. I mean, Biden served him faithfully for 8 years. Obama's staffers were constantly attacking Biden. He put up with all of it, and then when it comes his turn to run, Obama doesn't endorse him.
It's business.
It seems so disloyal.
But it's business. I mean, politics is a business. I mean, you've seen how Kentucky governor, if I can find my words, Kentucky governor Matt Bevin ran against Mitch McConnell, took shots at him in the primary, and then Mitch McConnell went on to go endorse him. So politics is a business, and I think that President Obama, as well as David Axelrod, if you look at some of the things he's been saying, I mean, obviously I can't speak for him, but if you follow these things, I don't think they trust Joe Biden's ability as a candidate. I think they see him as one of the weaker candidates, not the strongest one, to try to go on and defeat President Trump, which is obviously the objective of Democrats. I also think one other big issue for Joe Biden as well was his abandonment of the Hyde Amendment, because it makes him look completely spineless. I mean, we're talking in the exact same week where you have campaign officials going on telling media that, look, this is his deeply held conviction. He's had this conviction for decades now. He's not going to abandon it. And then Joe Biden goes and abandons it. It makes him look weak. It makes him look spineless. And he doesn't look like he's rooted in any core beliefs.
Well, at least we know how he defines deeply held conviction.
Right. He doesn't have
Lisa Booth, great to see you tonight.
Thanks, Tucker.
Thank you.